You were not born to blend in. You were not placed on this earth to walk in the shadows of others. You were born with fire in your soul, power in your spirit, and purpose in your heart. But somewhere along the way, society tried to convince you that average was enough, that playing it safe was smart, that fitting in was normal. But deep down, you've always known the truth. You were not born to be average. You were born to be great. Greatness is not something you find outside yourself. It's already within you. It lives in your DNA, woven into the very fabric of who you are. You were born with potential so vast that even you can't fully see it yet. But the world has a way of dimming that light, of convincing you to shrink, to settle, to play small. From a young age, you were told to be realistic, to follow the rules, to stay in line. They taught you to silence the voice inside that whispered, "You're meant for more." But that voice never dies. It's the echo of your true self calling you to rise, to remember what you were born to become. Greatness doesn't belong to a chosen few. It belongs to anyone who refuses to let the fire in their soul go out. It's not about where you were born, who your parents are, or how much money you have. Greatness is not inherited by luck or granted by status. It's awakened through struggle, carved through resilience, and built through an unrelenting belief that you can do more, be more, achieve more. You don't have to wait for permission to chase it. You don't need validation to claim it. You already possess it. The only question is, will you activate it? Every time you push yourself beyond what you thought was possible, you awaken that greatness within you. Every failure, every setback, every obstacle you overcome strengthens it. Most people run from difficulty, but those who understand their potential run toward it, because they know that every challenge is an opportunity to refine their power. Greatness isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about standing tall after every fall, speaking truth even when your voice shakes, moving forward when fear tries to hold you still. The DNA of greatness doesn't guarantee success, but it gives you everything you need to fight for it. You have instincts, creativity, and a will stronger than you realize. The same energy that built empires, discovered new worlds, and changed the course of history flows through your veins. You just have to stop doubting it. Stop comparing yourself to others. Stop telling yourself that you're not ready, not smart enough, not talented enough. The greatest lie the world ever sold was that greatness is reserved for a few. The truth is, it's reserved for those who dare to believe in it. When you wake up in the morning, understand that the blood running through your body carries strength, courage, and vision. You are the product of countless generations who fought, who survived, who refused to quit. That spirit didn't die. It was passed down to you. You carry the legacy of every fighter who refused to stay down. You carry the potential of every dreamer who refused to settle. That's what it means when we say greatness is in your DNA. It's not something you earn. It's something you uncover, something you live, something you become. So stop waiting for the right moment to feel ready. You were born ready. You were born with the tools, the talent, and the tenacity to rise above average. The power is already inside you, silent, waiting, hungry. All you have to do is let it out. Because once you do, once you stop holding back and start believing, the world will have no choice but to see what you've always known deep down. That you were never ordinary. You were never meant to blend in. You were born with greatness in your DNA. Comfort is the silent killer of potential. It lulls you into believing that safety is success and that familiarity is fulfillment. But the truth is, comfort is the enemy of growth. Nothing extraordinary ever comes from staying where it's easy. Growth begins the moment you step into the unknown, the moment you face what makes you uncomfortable, the moment you stop seeking convenience and start chasing challenge. Most people never reach their full potential because they spend their entire lives trying to avoid discomfort. They build routines that protect them from pain, habits that numb their ambition, and excuses that justify their stagnation. But the price of comfort is your growth, and the longer you stay in it, the smaller your world becomes. Growth demands discomfort. Every time you stretch beyond what's familiar, you expand who you are. Pain, struggle, and challenge are not punishments. They are the raw materials of transformation. Think about the gym. Muscles don't grow without resistance. The body only adapts when it's pushed past its limits. The same rule applies to your mind, your character, and your life. When you avoid challenge, you avoid change. When you avoid failure, you avoid evolution. Comfort gives you temporary peace, but growth gives you permanent strength. One makes you feel good for a moment. The other builds you into someone unstoppable. Every person who has achieved greatness has walked through discomfort. The world's strongest minds and most successful individuals didn't reach where they are by choosing the easy path. They faced rejection, criticism, failure, and fear. But they didn't run from it. They embraced it. They understood that pain is not the enemy, it's the teacher. Every setback taught them how to endure. Every struggle sharpened their resolve. Every challenge revealed their true strength. Comfort, on the other hand, teaches you nothing. It's the illusion of progress, the false sense that you're doing enough. But deep down, you know when you're coasting. You know when you're capable of more, but choose less because it feels safer. The danger of comfort is that it doesn't feel dangerous. It whispers to you, telling you to take it easy, to rest just a little longer, to wait for the right time. But days turn into months, and months turn into years. And suddenly the dream that once burned inside you becomes a memory of what could have been. You can't grow in the same space that made you comfortable. To become something greater, you must leave behind the habits, people, and environments that keep you small. You must be willing to be uncomfortable, to fail publicly, to start over, to take risks, to face fear head on. Because that's where the real transformation happens. Discomfort builds resilience. It builds confidence. It teaches you that you can survive what you thought would break you. Every time you push past what scares you, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than you believed. The most powerful version of yourself is on the other side of your comfort zone. You'll never find it in the familiar, the routine, or the predictable. You'll find it in the moments that test your patience, stretch your will, and challenge your limits. Comfort will promise you stability, but it will rob you of purpose. Growth will demand struggle, but it will reward you with power. So when life gives you a choice between comfort and challenge, choose challenge. When fear tries to pull you back to safety, lean forward. The pain you feel today will become the strength you carry tomorrow. Every time you resist comfort, you build character. Every time you choose growth, you take another step towards your potential. You don't grow by staying still. You grow by moving, by trying, by failing, by learning. Comfort is the enemy of growth, but discomfort is the birthplace of greatness. Dreams are beautiful, but without discipline, they remain nothing more than distant wishes. Everyone dreams of success, of living a life filled with purpose, freedom, and achievement, but only a few are willing to do what it takes to bring those dreams to life. Dreams demand discipline, because discipline is the bridge between intention and realization. It's not enough to want it, you have to work for it. Every single day. Even when motivation fades, even when no one is watching, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Discipline is not glamorous. It's not loud or dramatic. It's quiet, consistent, and often uncomfortable. But it's the one quality that separates those who fantasize from those who become. When you rely on motivation, you'll fail. Because motivation comes and goes. Some days you'll wake up ready to conquer the world. Other days you'll feel like doing nothing. That's human. But discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline means showing up regardless. It's waking up early when your body craves more sleep. Working on your goals when distractions call your name. And staying focused when everyone else chooses shortcuts. Discipline is doing what must be done, even when it's inconvenient. It's the voice inside that says, I'll do it anyway. Motivation might get you started, but only discipline keeps you going. The truth is, everyone wants the reward, but few are willing to endure the routine. People love to talk about their goals, but the world doesn't reward talk. It rewards effort. The disciplined don't seek approval, they seek progress. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They create results out of imperfect ones. Discipline builds momentum, and momentum builds success. Every small, consistent action compounds into something extraordinary over time. The person who trains daily, studies daily, practices daily, and improves daily eventually becomes unstoppable, because discipline creates habits, and habits shape your destiny. Dreams test your commitment. The universe won't hand you success just because you wish for it. It will challenge you to see if you're serious about it. It will throw obstacles your way, distractions, failures, and doubts, not to break you, but to see if you'll stay true to your path. That's where discipline comes in. Discipline is what keeps you moving when the results don't show yet. It's what keeps you pushing when the world says you're wasting your time. It's what separates those who quit from those who rise. There's a cost to discipline. Yes, it requires sacrifice. You'll have to give up comfort, temporary pleasure, and sometimes even relationships that hold you back. But there's a bigger cost to the lack of discipline: regret. The pain of hard work lasts for moments, but the pain of regret lasts for a lifetime. Every time you choose discipline, you are investing in your future self. You are telling the universe, I am serious about this. You are earning the right to succeed, because dreams don't respond to wishes. They respond to consistency, to effort, to persistence. It's not about how fast you go. It's about how long you can stay consistent. The dreamers without discipline burn bright and fade fast. But the disciplined ones, they endure. They keep going when it's boring, when it's repetitive, when the excitement is gone. They know that greatness is built in the routine, not the spotlight. Discipline is what transforms an ordinary person into someone extraordinary. It's what turns goals into achievements and ambition into legacy. So if you have a dream, guard it with discipline, feed it with effort, protect it with consistency. Because at the end of the day, it's not your dream that defines you. It's your discipline that determines if you'll ever live it. Average is where most people stop. It's where they feel safe, comfortable, and accepted. It's the place where excuses thrive and ambition dies. The truth is, average is crowded because it's easy. It requires no sacrifice, no discomfort, no extraordinary effort. It allows people to blend in, to follow the crowd, to avoid standing out or being judged. But excellence is lonely, because few are willing to walk the narrow path that leads there. Few are willing to give up what's comfortable for what's necessary. Few are willing to keep going when others quit. That's why so few ever reach the top, because the road to excellence demands solitude, sacrifice, and strength. When you decide to chase excellence, you immediately set yourself apart. You start to think differently, act differently, and live differently. You stop doing what everyone else does. You stop settling for good enough. And that's when the world begins to notice, not with applause, but with criticism. People will question you, mock you, and sometimes even distance themselves from you. Not because you've done something wrong, but because your commitment to greatness exposes their comfort with mediocrity. The moment you rise above average, you'll see how lonely the climb becomes. But that loneliness isn't punishment, it's purification. It strips away distractions, removes the noise, and allows you to focus on the mission that others can't understand. Excellence is lonely because it requires you to hold yourself to a higher standard, even when no one else does. It means putting in the work when no one is watching, staying disciplined when others take breaks, and believing in yourself when the results haven't shown up yet. It means saying no to temptations that offer quick pleasure, but long-term regret. It means walking away from crowds that slow you down, even if it means walking alone, while everyone else is talking about their dreams. You're out there building yours. While they sleep, you grind. While they make excuses, you execute. That's the difference between average and exceptional. The crowd celebrates comfort, the elite embrace discomfort. The crowd seeks validation, the elite seek mastery. The crowd wants shortcuts, the elite want results. That's why the path to excellence feels lonely, because it's meant to separate the talkers from the doers, the weak from the disciplined, the average from the great. But that loneliness is temporary. It's the quiet before the recognition, the isolation before the impact. Every great athlete, artist, entrepreneur, or leader has walked that lonely road. They all had moments when they questioned if it was worth it, moments when they felt unseen and unheard. But they kept going because they understood that excellence doesn't need validation. It needs commitment. There will be nights when you wonder why no one else cares as much as you do. There will be days when the silence feels heavy, when you question whether the sacrifice is worth it. But those are the moments that define you. Because every hour spent alone mastering your craft, every decision to stay focused when no one's watching, every refusal to lower your standards, that's what builds greatness. Excellence requires separation. You cannot reach it while clinging to average habits, average company, or average thinking. So when the journey gets lonely, remember that it's supposed to be. The loneliness is proof that you're on the right path, the uncommon one, the one that few dare to walk. But everyone admires once you reach the top. Average is crowded because it asks for nothing. Excellence is lonely because it asks for everything. But the rewards of that loneliness are unmatched. Freedom, mastery, pride, and legacy. You'll lose some people along the way, but you'll find yourself. And when you stand at the peak, looking back at the crowd that never dared to climb, you'll understand why the journey had to be lonely. Because not everyone was meant to rise with you. Your legacy doesn't begin the day you achieve success or the day people start recognizing your name. It begins right now, in this very moment, with the choices you make and the actions you take. Every decision, every habit, every word you speak is a brick in the foundation of the story you will one day leave behind. Most people think legacy is something that happens later in life, something tied to fame, fortune, or recognition. But legacy isn't built in a single moment. It's built in the small moments that no one sees. It's built in your discipline, your integrity, your persistence, and your character. What you do today echoes into tomorrow. Every step you take either moves you closer to the person you want to be remembered as or further away from it. Your legacy starts today because time doesn't wait. Every second that passes is a piece of your story being written, and you are the author. Too many people live as if they have forever, as if there will always be another day, another chance, another season to get serious. But someday never comes for those who wait. The truth is, your life is happening right now, and the seeds you plant today will grow into the memories and impact you leave behind. The way you treat people, the effort you put into your dreams, the energy you bring into every room, all of it becomes part of your legacy. You don't need to be a celebrity, a CEO, or a hero to have a legacy. You just need to live intentionally, to make your time mean something. Every great legacy begins with a decision, the decision to stop existing and start living with purpose. It's easy to get caught up in routine. Wake up, work, repeat. But purpose demands more. It demands awareness of how your actions shape others, how your effort inspires someone else to rise, how your consistency shows others what's possible. You never know who's watching, who's learning from your journey, who's finding strength in your story. The smallest act of courage, the quietest moment of perseverance can ripple through generations. That's what legacy really is, the invisible impact that outlives you. Legacy is not about perfection. It's not about pretending to have it all figured out. It's about showing up, learning, growing, and staying true to your values, even when life tests you. It's built in those moments when quitting feels easier, but you choose to keep going. It's built in the times you fail, yet rise again with more wisdom and humility. Every time you choose honesty over deceit, effort over laziness, progress over excuses, you strengthen the foundation of your legacy. People won't remember every word you said, but they'll remember how you made them feel, how you showed up, how you lived your truth. You may think your life doesn't matter that much, but it does. To someone, to a friend who looks up to you, to a family member who finds hope in your resilience, to a stranger who draws inspiration from your story. You have the power to influence lives without even realizing it. That's why every moment counts. Your legacy is not written in the future. It's written in your daily actions. The habits you repeat become your character, and your character becomes your legacy. What you build today will outlast you tomorrow. So ask yourself, if today was the only page left in your story, would you be proud of what it says? Would you be proud of how you treated people, how hard you worked, how deeply you cared. The truth is, you don't get to choose how long you have, but you do get to choose what you do with the time you're given. Oh, don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for validation or recognition. Your legacy starts today, in the effort you give, in the discipline you live by, and in the courage you show every single day. Because someday, people will speak your name. And what they say will depend on what you do right now.